Well, it's Sunday morning here at Rickwood Cavern State Park, and it's the warmest morning that we've had so far on this entire trip. It's 12 degrees out. A little bit of rain this morning, but otherwise it's pretty nice. It's going to be 25 today, and we're headed to Gunter Hill Campground, which is near Montgomery, Alabama. We're Matt and Dave, and together with our dogs Belle and Hudson, we're exploring the world in our Escape travel trailer. In the winter of 2023, we traveled from Ontario to Texas to pick up a 17-foot casita trailer and spent over a month on the road. We liked it so much that by the fall of 2023, we upgraded to a 19-foot Escape trailer so that I had space to work from the road. We haven't looked back since. Come see where we go next. Officially leaving Rickwood Cavern State Park, and where are we going next, Dave?
Gunter Hill Campground in Montgomery.
So we have about a 2-hour drive ahead of us, so another short one today, and we're going to be staying there for 2 nights.
3 nights.
3 nights. And Hudson says he hopes that there's chippies at the next campground. Okay, Hudson? One lesson that cannot be repeated enough is to always watch out for the drivers around you. This particular driver decided to get on the road with a severely damaged back bumper, and it wasn't long before pieces were flying off and hitting other vehicles. Luckily, not too long after this happened, we were able to pass the vehicle, so we didn't have to keep worrying about what might fly off next. So many people ask us how we feel about the long travel times between campgrounds. We generally try to keep our travel time to under 4 hours, including stops. And usually, the time flies, because we're always seeing new things that keep our drive interesting.
Is this one you check in at, or you just go to your site, since everything's...
I have no idea.
In 200 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms.
Well, we have arrived at Gunter Hill Campground. Unfortunately, there's someone still at the lot that we've reserved, because we're here kind of early. So we're just waiting for them to leave the lot, and in the meantime, we're having a little walk around the park with Hudson. It's quite a nice place. I'll give you a more detailed tour later. Good news. As we were waiting for our site, we were walking around the park and realized that there's some waterfront sites available. So we called the front office, and they've changed our campsite to a beautiful lakefront site. So we're on our way there to park.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me?
Now that we're all set up, I'll give you a sense for our campground here. You can see this very long concrete pad. And this is actually pretty typical for the campsites here. That's all our site. And there's the escape. Got a nice picnic table here. And beautiful lake views from just about every window in the escape. We are noticing though that the leaves are starting to come onto the trees now, and I bet if all the leaves were on the trees, our view probably wouldn't be as good as it is right now. So we're thankful for that. So Dave, what is your assessment of this campground?
Oh, I love this. The reviews were right. It's just absolutely amazing. The people are friendly, the views are great, and cement driveways, no gravel. I've never seen any campsites like this.
What part do you like the best?
Well, so far the cement driveways. They're so level and perfect.
That is a huge advantage. Things at this campground operated at a different, slower, calmer pace. This is the first time on this trip that we feel fully relaxed and in vacation mode. Hudson, are you getting a stripping? Does that feel good, Hudson? Getting ready for the hot weather? Hard to believe, but it's already 2 p.m. in the afternoon here at Gunter Hill Campground. As you can see, beautiful lake behind me. We got a great campsite here. And we spent most of the morning this morning just doing some chores and catching up on some things. We finally have a nice bright sunny day, so we washed some stuff and we were able to hang it to dry. Hudson got a good brushing. We both had a workout, walked around the park, but we're finally ready to go into town and do something. So we're gonna head into Montgomery, and some of our neighbors here made some recommendations for a few places to visit, so we're gonna check those out. And then tomorrow, unfortunately, it's supposed to rain again, so we're gonna save tomorrow to do a little bit of additional grocery shopping, and there's a few supplies, things that we realized that we're missing that we're gonna go pick up at probably a TSC. We had just arrived in downtown Montgomery. For a city of nearly 200,000, it was very quiet, but well kept and had a lot of interesting history. Since we had just visited the Tennessee State Capitol building while in Nashville, we thought it was only fitting to visit the Alabama State Capitol building while in Montgomery. And boy, were we in for a treat. This is the beautiful view looking out from the state capitol building. When we arrived in the building, we were greeted by a security guard who checked us in. He let us know that we were welcome to take a self-guided tour through the building. Just as he said that, a man walked into the building, and the security guard immediately recommended that we get a tour from this man. His name was Tim Lennox, and he ended up being one of the best tour guides we've ever had.
These are the entities that had control over what is now Alabama in the past. England, France, Spain, and the Confederacy. Because the Confederacy was founded in this building, and I'll show you that when we go upstairs. But there was never any civil war fighting here at all. The paintings up top were done by this man over here in the gold frame. He was a South Alabama artist. He painted them in the 1920s, and then they were put up there in 1930. And I think they've been taken down once for restoration work in the intervening decades. Trying to tell history of Alabama with a couple of exceptions and some things that aren't quite accurate. This beautiful piece of early technology over here called a pot-bellied stove. You may have seen them before, but I'll bet you've never seen one as pretty as this. This is covered in nickel. It's the metal on the outside of it, and it's just really quite gorgeous. With the estates that seceded from the Union carved into the base of the statue. That church down there on the left, the red church,
So we just happened to walk into the Capitol building at just the right time. There was a tour starting, so that ended up being really interesting. It was a lot better than a self-guided tour.
There was seeds that flew to the moon, and they wanted to see if the effects of gravity and basically going to the moon would affect them. And Alabama got 4 seeds. They were only supposed to get 2. They got 4, and this is one of the moon trees.
Very cool.
It was planted here in 1976.
Have to see if we can find moon trees in other states. Directly across the street from the Capitol building was the Museum of Alabama, so we wandered over in that direction. It turns out the museum is free, and absolutely worth a visit. We only had time to spend about 30 minutes there, but we could have easily spent hours.
From time to time, we hear stories about how incredibly beautiful and diverse Alabama is. This isn't just propaganda. The state was remarked upon by the early travelers as being unusually rich in landscape and plants and animals. The reason for this is that Alabama has a large number of different geological regions. These regions weather to form a variety of different landscapes, and these landscapes have on them a large number of plants and animals. This is perhaps the most geographically diverse area in eastern North America.
After finishing up in the museum, we continued our walk back to our vehicle and came across a few more interesting things. At this bus stop, 42-year-old Rosa Parks boarded a bus on her way home from work. When the bus became full and she refused to give up her seat to a white passenger, she was removed from the bus and arrested. Her actions helped spark a movement that eventually ended in the integration of passengers on buses. We were short on time, so we didn't have time to go inside, but the museum is meant to teach visitors more about Alabama's cattle industry and has free admission. We finished our day with dinner at Jim and Nick's barbecue, and then, on our way home, we saw a few deer crossing the road. Luckily, this was within the campground boundary, so we were driving pretty slow. Getting a pedicure, Hudson.
It's okay, Hudson.
Well, after a morning of doing some laundry and some cleanup around the trailer, it's time for another adventure. So today we're headed over to Prattsville, which is 13 miles north of Montgomery. And we've heard that it's a quaint little village that's worth seeing. And that's a recommendation from one of our neighbors here. So we're going to check it out and see what it's all about. Time to check out another thrift store. Let's see if we can find some good DVDs to watch on the road. Lots of selection here.
Doing live action here.
All right, so we made it to downtown Plattsville, and we are continuing our bakery and ice cream tour by going to test out more ice cream, and then we're going to check out downtown. Yes. Anything more to say than yes?
No, I think that's it. He said it all.
All right. This is a cool vibe. All right, try your ice cream. Good.
Highly
Highly rated.
rated. It's
on
called
the ice
Gator
cream
Claw. It
truck.
has cashews, caramel, and chocolate.
And I got butter pecan. And the owner of this shop also owns the thrift shop we were just at, which is why they have so many cool items inside, as you just saw.
What do you think of your ice cream?
Delicious.
Yeah, what flavor did you get?
Butter pecan.
Oh.
Highly recommend. really cool when we're camping and we find these cool little downtown areas that are a little bit off the beaten path, but always worth visiting, especially when you get ice cream. Right, what did we get at yesteryear's homemade meals to go?
We got chicken, and it's nice because it's homemade and it's frozen, so we have a meal for tonight already, so we can eat this tomorrow.
Looking forward to that. So we just got back from a great afternoon at Prattville, which is about 10 miles north of Montgomery. We had some ice cream there, as you saw. When we got back, we spent a little bit of time with our neighbors here that are full-time RVers and had a really good chat with them. There'll be a separate video coming up soon, and I'll put the link below for that. So now we're just cooking up some dinner. We're gonna relax a little bit, enjoy our last night here, and tomorrow we head to Fort Pickens, Florida. So Florida, here we come.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button, or even better, subscribe to our channel. It really does help us reach a wider audience. And don't forget to come back tomorrow to see where we go next.